Aditya Mehta, and I am co-founder for eWaste Social. We'll be presenting about what are the challenges that we face on the e-waste industry, what are the probable solutions, and also we'll be talking about what we do as a company. Before we start, we have a small trivia for all of you. We have a little bit of a gift as well for the trivia. Pretty simple answers from Google, so if it's not accurate, please don't hold us on that. So we'll just go through that.
So, how much e-waste is generated in India each year? Any answers?
Anyone wants to guess, guys?
Yeah, correct.
That's the correct answer over there.
So, we'll be generating 5.2 MT of e-waste by 2020, and it's growing at a rate of 30% per annum. And this is the report from ASSOCHAM, one of the apex trade associations of India. The next question is, out of 5.2 MT, how much e-waste is recycled?
Any guesses there?
Yes?
Sorry? A, 5%? Okay, somebody said B, which is 15%. 65%.
C.
Okay, we'll just move on to the answer now.
Okay, the correct answer is 5%.
5%, so there you have the winner over there.
So about 95% of India's e-waste is recycled in the informal sector and in a crude manner. A report on e-waste presented by the UN in the World Economic Forum on January 24, 2019 points out that the waste stream reached 48.5 MT in 2018, and the figure is expected to double if nothing changes. So the next question is, how much e-waste we will have by 2050?
So any guesses there? 120 is what you said. Anybody else?
45, sir.
45. Okay, I think we'll just go on to the answer.
So the correct answer is 120.
Right here. Okay. Okay, so just to kind of, start, before we start, right? So we had a panel discussion before where we were advocating, like, not calling, refurbished products or, maybe calling it like, having a different name for that. And in fact, if you see our company's name is eWaste Social, right? So for us, it is very important to kind of, make sure that people are not averse to buying refurbished, recycled product. Let's call spade a spade. Let's call it a e-waste. Prior presentation about the CFL as well. We do not even consider the CFLs as e-waste, so we do not have any policies and procedures for that, right? That is why what we believe in, it is very important to ensure that we are calling e-waste, and that's why we have no, regrets in, having a company which is eWaste Social. And we also have a blog which is eKachra, where we kind of, talk about, education around e-waste, making sure that it is responsibly disposed.
Yeah,
so I think for that, for us, that is like a major important factor.
So we have an awareness blog called eKachra, and wherein we are trying to make people aware that that e-waste is not to be thrown in the dustbin or the garbage. It has to be recycled in a proper way. Or just to be given to a kabadiwala as well, you need to recycle it in a proper way. So where is all the e-waste coming from? So as we Indians are becoming richer and we started spending more, our e-waste is increasing multifold because we are throwing away the old gadgets and there comes the new ones. So most of the, in the graph you can see, the computer equipment holds 70%, the telecommunications 12%, electric equipment 8%, medical equipment 7%, and the other equipments are the 4%, that is the household e-waste. And e-waste accounts for hazardous materials in landfills. It leads to lead generation of 40% and heavy metals 70%, if not recycled properly.
So what we don't want, right? I mean, this is something which, the first picture shows like a regular kachra, but if you see like, the second and the third, we don't want like, e-waste to be disposed like we were talking earlier, like the way the CFLs with mercury were being disposed, because this could be hazardous to the environment, to humans, to everything, right? This is something which we don't want. We really want to kind of, start acting now with digitization, which is happening. It is even more important to ensure that the e-waste is responsibly disposed, and we do not cause issues such as this.
So we need to act now for this situation not to arise in future.
So basically, we as the consumers are the key to better management of e-waste, right? So what we think it is important is that, firstly, we'll have to look at the entire ecosystem of the e-waste, like, the producers, the dealers, the consumers, and the recyclers, right? Everybody needs to kind of be responsible to ensure that, we can dispose it off in the right way. So first thing, which is extended producer responsibility, I'll be talking a little bit more on that. Design for environment, I know there were previous, panelists who spoke about that. Reduce, reuse, and recycle, which is the 3 Rs that we need to work on. And also a technology platform to link all the actors in the ecosystem to ensure that, we have a seamless integration, and disposal of e-waste is really important. Also, something which is really important is to adopt sustainable consumer habits, right, which is going to really help in reducing the e-waste to start with. So again, like, we all know the problem, we all know to a certain extent the solution, but what are the challenges that kind of, will prevent us from coming to those solutions, right? So this is something which talks about that, like, what are the big 3 or 4 challenges? I'm sure there could be more than this, but then I want to focus on, like, 3 to 4 big challenges which will prevent us from overcoming this problem. One is the lack of investment, right? So basically, we do not have a lot of investment. I know one gentleman was talking earlier, like, what's the, the profitability, of this business. So there's a lack of investment. There is also a lack of skilled human resources who kind of, understand, like, how this needs to be responsibly disposed. Lack of infrastructure is again a big problem. Legislation, regulations, there's like always the long process. We had a presentation earlier where government came up with the rule and the High Court kind of, override it. So basically that's something which we have to prevent. And also the biggest problem is, inadequate description of roles and responsibilities. What do we call as an e-waste? What do we don't? What is important to dispose it versus what is not? And awareness among the consumers. I think the mindset shift, like I was talking earlier, where people need to be acceptable to reuse products, where they need to accept calling an e-waste an e-waste. They don't need to be averse about that. And they also need to be aware about what are the harmful effects of some of the dangerous e-waste, materials. So talking about some of the sustainable management of e-waste in India, right? So we need multiple solutions, right? We cannot have one solution which fits all. We need like multiple solutions to kind of, ensure that the e-waste value chain is something which where we kind of look at all the aspects, and we try to kind of look at coming up with solutions for each of those, right? So the first one is the producers, which I spoke about, right? I mean, extended individual producer responsibility. We are talking about products which are durable, sustainable, which can be easily recycled, refurbished, upgraded whenever applicable. Dealer responsibility. Collection agencies, collection centers, dismantlers, degauzers, recyclers, and consumers and bulk consumers, right? Like all the B2B companies which are bulk consuming these products. So the responsibility needs to be like, distributed across all of these players instead of, just putting it on one particular aspect. We also need a procedure for authorization of producers, collection agencies, dismantlers, recyclers, and enforcement agencies. We need a procedure for registration, renewal of registration of recyclers. And we also need a lot of regulation. We need standardization. I think we were talking earlier about standardization, certification, to ensure that, there is no non-standard disposal. And also, we need to kind of, categorize e-waste which have hazardous material versus non-hazardous, and definitely take care of the hazardous material e-waste in a different way, right? Which needs to be looked at very careful to ensure that, it's something which is taken care in a different way. And also, finally, but most importantly, setting up designated authority to ensure transparency, audit, and inspection facilities across all the B2B, organizations, so that, we do not really dispose it off in a non-responsible way. Coming on to the how will we achieve sustainable e-waste management, right? So this is like more about the solution. I spoke a lot about the problem. So the first one is designing better products, right? So I know we spoke about earlier in one of the panel discussions as well as the presenter. Manufacturers needs to design electronics that are safer, more durable, repairable and recyclable, right? And the next thing is right to repair, right? So product software which is copyrighted might not allow the reverse engineering to repair, so the law needs to change, right? So wherever legally we can help to repair and refurbish, we need to do that. And this all kind of, comes together as extending the producer responsibility, right? The product itself needs to be open to refurbishing and recycling. We also need to kind of, create more convenient recycling. So we will use our platform to kind of, make sure that, we have convenient recycling, make the recycling more easier, cost effective and efficient. And with the R&D, we can also kind of, come up with ways to kind of, recycle it better. So we can also integrate the informal and formal recycling system and also provide incentives to informal recyclers so that they don't divert the component they are unable to recycle, rather kind of, provide it to the formal sector. And at the last but not the least, in India it is very possible situation that we have, multi-tier cities. And this is just the beginning, right, where the e-waste is just kind of, coming up. So we need to ensure that, we can refurbish, we can recycle, and we can also ensure that, we use some of the money which comes out of the e-waste on social activities. So I'll just pass it on to Iram to talk about what we do.
So what does e-waste social do? So we are providing a seamless platform to match companies with e-waste recycling needs to qualified e-waste recyclers for a winning partnership. Reliable and useful to maintain the ecosystem. We continuously support and accelerate e-waste recycling. So we try to basically merge the informal and the formal sector in the recycling industry and make it more efficient. We educate and promote to raise the commitment of companies to practice responsible e-waste recycling. From our e-waste, we have a blog and awareness campaign, e-Kachra. Also, we are not only targeting the large-scale multinationals, we are targeting the mid-sector companies, the MSMEs, which generate equal amount of e-waste, but they do not have enough solutions for recycling. We contribute to building a professional e-waste recycling solution, stimulus for the strengthening and advancement of the recycling industry. We are also doing R&D on the recycling new processes and waste technologies to make it more efficient and environment friendly. And we have tied up with educational institutes like engineering colleges to do the R&D. We are doing the CSR activities with the funds raised and we let the companies choose what CSR they want to do out of the funds raised through e-waste recycling. So we have like CSR activities for the education of a girl child, women empowerment, clean water and environment.
We have a small video now to kind of, let you guys, go through what we do. But we are one of the younger companies over here. We have just started. Our goal is to kind of, bring the people who kind of, produce e-waste and, partner with the recyclers and kind of, get them all connected together. And also, kind of, work on CSR activities from the funds which are generated through the e-waste disposal. So this is just a small video which kind of, talks about what we plan to do. We plan to also kind of, certify DGOS on the company premises and then take the e-waste to our partner recyclers. And then based on that, what we'll do is we'll kind of, certify them and use the money in CSR activities. That's all we have. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you.